Start squaring your shot up. Lights okay?
Good morning. Good morning. Is this working? Is this working? Is this working? Is it working? Is it working? Is it working? It is working? Okay. All right. Well, good morning and to our media. Thank you to our media partners for joining us and for those that are joining us on social media and on, of course, our award-winning SGTV. If you're watching the stream and you have questions you would like to ask this morning, feel free to put those questions in the comments on Facebook and Instagram at Mayor Johnson SAV or City of Savannah, and we will field those after our media partners. Last week, I know I caught people by surprise with my Freudian announcement of sorts that I was diagnosed again with prostate cancer. And I really wanted to talk about the month, but then it just kind of turned personal. I will tell you that the response over the last week has been absolutely overwhelming. Not only the prayers from around the world, but I'm okay. I'm really good. But I think the other side of that is all week long, I have been contacted by men and the women that love them. People asking me questions about this. And I will tell you that no less than 30 or 40 individuals that I've spoken to over the last 7 days have committed to me that they're going to get checked. And that's what this is all about. We know that prostate cancer kills far too many men. We know that it is treatable, it is curable, as in my case. And so I'm going to keep rallying on that, making sure that our men, our fathers, our brothers, our sons, our uncles, our grandfathers, that they get tested. And just go to your primary care physician that you probably need to see anyway. And if you are above 40, 50 years old, if you have a family history, if you're African American in particular, go ahead and just ask about the possibility of having a PSA test. It's a simple blood test, and yet it might save your life. It certainly did for me. So, again, I'm just grateful for all of that, for people calling, asking, whether I'm going to die. No, I'm not going to die. I'm here. Unfortunately, y'all going to have to deal with me for quite some time, for the next 50 years or so. But I'm good. But really, this is an opportunity. It really is a call of action, call for action, and call to action for men in this community. We cannot become all that we want to be if people are sick. And so, where there is opportunities for us to be better and opportunities to do better by taking care of our home team, the one body God has given us, the most important thing to us. I know with my car, I go every now and then to get it checked. You have to do the same thing with your body. Go in, get it checked, make sure everything is working well. To that end, September is also Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. And so this is also a time to shine a light on a deeply painful issue and to foster compassion and connection and hope. It's a month to acknowledge the immense pain and courage of those affected by suicidal thoughts or grief. This is an opportunity to encourage open conversations because no one should feel invisible. No one should feel alone in their struggle. We know that the struggle of life is real, and we know that everyone at some time or another has those feelings of despair, those feelings of despondency. And although most of us have a network we can lean on, everybody does not. And we want to make sure that no one feels alone in their struggle. We want to promote mental wellness as well as a collective responsibility and empower others to reach out, encourage them to share, and to heal and celebrate resiliency, that you matter and your life matters. So we know that over 49,000 people died by suicide in 2023. 49,000 men, women, boys, and girls, which averages to about one death every 11 minutes. So you think about it. By the time I would have gotten finished with this press conference today, in this country, 4 to 5 people might have died due to suicide. Between 2018 and 2023, more than 9,600 Georgians have died because of suicide. 64% involved firearms, 22% involved suffocation. And the majority of those that have perished by suicide were white, and the majority were male. So we have to keep that in mind. Although over the last 2 decades, Georgia's suicide rate has increased by 16%, compared to a 30% rise nationwide. So the information is here. If you ever feel like you need help, if you ever feel that your voices in your head are telling you to do something that you know is not right, if you feel like you're having problems holding on, you could dial or text 988 988 to connect with the 988 Suicide and Crisis line. This is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is confidential and it is free. This service connects you with trained crisis counselors. And so we don't want another person in Savannah, another mother or father to lose their child, to feel like they could have done more, another child wondering what happened with mommy and daddy. We have the power each day to be able to show grace and show compassion and show support. Small gestures like, are you okay? Small gestures like, I'm here to listen, can truly save lives. So let's commit to truly being our brother's keeper. Let us commit to speaking openly about mental health challenges. If you're having issues holding on, then just say it. We have to dismantle the stigma that's attached to it, and we have to be the safety net that each person deserves. We are our brother's keeper. Also, we just came back. It was an interesting trip last week. A bunch of folks from this community or our surrounding communities. We went to Nashville, Tennessee. The Savannah Area Chamber of Commerce held what they called the Leads trip or Leads experience. And so over 70 individuals from Savannah, Chatham County, and our surrounding neighbors converged on to Nashville to learn about what they do. We recognize that the most sincerest form of flattery is duplication. And so we're able to come, ask questions, tour, see how other cities are dealing with these issues. We started this last year. We took a group of folks to Charleston. It worked out really well. So this year it was Nashville. And Nashville and Savannah have some real similarities. And so I went from Team Savannah, Jay Melda went, Joe Shearhouse went from Team Savannah, and I think we would all agree that it was a very enlightening experience. So we come back, there's some things we could do better, some things we do way better, and so I think it's just a good experience for us. I want to thank Mayor Freddie O'Connell and his team for their hospitality and their kindness toward us while we were there. When I got back on Saturday, I was really grateful to have the opportunity to join our third ID, our military and our police and our firefighters and our first responders for our annual Patriot Day 5K in downtown Savannah. This meaningful event was held to honor the memory of 9/11 and to really recognize the immense sacrifices made on that tragic day and throughout the 20 years of conflict that followed. I recognize, looking at some of y'all ages, y'all may not have been around or may have been very, very young. But it is one of those days that the generation before me remembers when Kennedy got shot or when King got assassinated. This is a day that I just always will remember. I remember where I was. I remember what I was doing. And I'm like, what is going on? And being a New Yorker with my parents and my family there, just the struggle of trying to get in contact with them to see what the hell was going on. It's a day that we will always remember. Over 3,000 people lost their lives there. And so for This event, it was important for us to remember the first responders, the military people, those in uniform that ran toward the danger and not away from it. This was a pretty significant event. The course found its way through 7 of Savannah's historic and beautiful squares, and it finished in the heart of Savannah, iconic Forsyth Park. I was actually there. The fastest person finished in like 16 minutes. Now, it was not me. I was not far behind, but first fastest person. I mean, I'm like, well, what is this guy doing? But I wasn't far behind. I wasn't the last person. I'll just leave it like that. Participants who registered received a commemorative T-shirt and a newly designed medallion, making the day even more memorable. But the 5K is really more than just a race. There were performances by the U.S. Army Band. We had helicopters that had landed. We had a C-130 a flyover. Pretty spectacular event. We're really grateful to our partners, particularly at Hunter and Fort Stewart, also 165th Airlift Wing, our police and fire from all over our region. It was a great day to honor our heroes, celebrate our community, and enjoy a beautiful Saturday in Savannah. So thank everyone for being a part of that. On Thursday and Friday, very, very busy days in our community. The city of Savannah, along with our regional industry support enterprise, with International Paper in Chatham County, WorkSource Coastal, and Savannah Tech. We will host a large scale, the largest job fair I think we've ever had. There's 8 counties on Thursday and Friday. Thursday from 9 to 6, and Friday from 9 to 3 on Friday, from 9 to 3, at our in-market arena at 620 Stiles Avenue in Savannah. This is a major hiring event that will include, employers from all over our region, and we're looking for job seekers from Chatham County, Bryan, Bullock, Candler, Effingham, Evans, Liberty County, and Screven. And we want a special focus on those who have lost their jobs or losing their jobs at International Paper and D.S. Smith. However, this job fair is open to all job seekers. Parking is free at the arena. And as an added incentive, for the first 300 attendees each day, we will give you a free meal voucher so you can eat that day at the in-market arena. So to receive a voucher, you must complete a brief on-site survey, but go ahead, be there early, get the free lunch, and then leave with a new career opportunity. Jobpalooza is the largest multi-county hiring event in coastal Georgia. And it's a great opportunity to connect employers with folks to work. And so this is all under one roof, and additional resources will also include on-site resume assistance. It'll also include creation and printing of resumes, access to workforce and community organizations, offering career development and tools and support. For more information, including a list of participating employers, you can visit risesavannah.com, risesavannah.com/jobpalooza. Job, Jobpalooza, Jobpalooza. Yesterday, also, good news, you might have noticed some work being done on the empty basin where our beloved Forsyth Fountain typically stands. Well, today I'm happy to announce that next Monday, September the 15th, I'm going to be there to receive our iconic Forsyth Park Fountain as it ends its track 300 miles back home and back to its home in our beloved park. This week, our contracted crews with Landmark Preservation are working to prep the basin for the return of our fountain, and that work began yesterday. If you remember back in June, the fountain was disassembled and taken to Alexander City, Alabama, to the Robertson Iron Works Foundry for the first full restoration of its cast iron components since 1988. We won our fountain back. Okay, so Landmark Preservation and Robinson Ironworks informed us late last week that the work is completed on the fountain and they are ready to bring it home in Forsyth Park where it belongs. I think we'll all agree Forsyth Park has not been the same, but it's important for us to be proactive in doing the work that needs to be done. This is the first time in over 100 years that our signature park has been without its iconic fountain. But the work needs to be done. So next Monday, Robertson Ironworks and Landmark Preservation will begin installing the fountain back in the basin. The work is expected to take several days, and the full restoration project is still expected to last another 6 to 7 weeks. Right now, staff anticipate the project to be completed by the end of October, and we will have something. We have to figure out something to do to celebrate our fountain being back where it is just in time for the fall. So barring any delays, we want to turn it back on, and we want to have not only our residents but visitors to enjoy one of our most beautiful destinations. So you'll see folks working on the fountain in the basin, and they'll install new plumbing, they'll do electrical components, and completely restoring the entire fountain back to its original glory. We will provide more updates on the progress as it becomes available. We are a famously historic city. The city of Savannah owns and operates many of our historic landmarks and spaces. And as stewards of that, it's imperative that we lead the effort of preservation. People talk about preservation, but the city is in the role of preservation as well. Hence the work here at City Hall and on our fountain. So we look forward to this coming back and operating it again later on this year. Now, just down the walkway from the fountain, we have more upgrades that are happening. The playground at Forsyth Park will be closed starting today for some much needed upgrades to the surface area. The staff plans to open the playground again in a few weeks. This is just one of the many projects under the city's Recreation Reimagined plan. We have to take care of the stuff we have, and then we have to add opportunities for recreation, leisure, and play in our inventory. So on September the 22nd, though, we will be beginning work at the Daffin Park Signature Playground. This playground is a capstone project of the Recreation Reimagined, and it is one of the largest single investments made under this initiative. The Daffin Park Signature Playground will be fully ADA compliant space that will serve ages 2 to 12 and include a new restroom and a new splash pad. We've certainly heard from parents of children who are differently abled, and we've made that commitment that we are inclusive and will be inclusive and will have the highest standards of ADA compliant space. And so we'll have a new restroom, we'll have a new splash pad, and this is situated in the northwest corner of Daffin Park on previously unused ground. And so this park will feature 7 unique zones that will offer a high-quality play experience for everyone. The Daffin Park Signature Playground was designed using the 7 principles of inclusive playground design by our contractors Game Time and their parent company, PlayCore. These design principles are geared toward creating a meaningful play experience for people of all ages and, more importantly, all abilities. It was created by researchers, architects, and play experts at Utah State University Center for Persons with Disabilities. And so these design elements align with the city's mission to create equitable spaces for all of our citizens. As I say all of the time, all means all. Work on the signature playground is expected to last about 4 months. So once spring weather rolls around, we will have a brand new space for young people of all ages and all abilities to enjoy. If you remember, we launched the Recreation Reimagined program about 4 years ago about how do we rethink how recreation and leisure and fun is delivered in Savannah. So we've been out there engaged with community centers. How do we engage with parks? How do we engage with a variety of other places that need to be dealt with? Since its inception, we have invested over $4 million again, across all 6 automatic districts. Josh, I need you, sir. Improving ball fields and other spaces. Community centers, adding new lighting to athletic fields. More recently, Council has also approved a major upgrade to our basketball and tennis court services. Our athletic courts have suffered significant cracking and surface fading, causing aesthetic and safety concerns. And the community has provided ample feedback to us to let us know that it was time to resurface. Josh, we probably need to get a battery in here somewhere or plugged in. Under a contract approved during the August 28th regular meeting, court makers will provide resurfacing for 13 basketball courts and 11 neighborhood parks across the city. Another contract with Crystalline LLC will provide resurfacing of 16 basketball courts at the, 16 tennis courts at the Bacon Park Tennis Complex as well. We know the Bacon Park is one of the city's most heavily used recreation facilities, serving residents, schools, and community clubs. The city also generates around $150,000 a year in revenue from our Bacon Park tennis courts through reservations, programming, and a variety of tournaments. These resurfacing and upgrade projects are part of the ongoing work under the Recreation Reimagined program, which has included renovation of 22 courts over the past 3 years. And while we celebrate these accomplishments, we must also keep moving forward, doing better, doing better. In the words of the Black Panther, just because something works doesn't mean it can't be improved. So while this is a continuing effort for us to invest in high quality creation spaces as well. So look forward to more to come. And 912 week is here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in full flight. This year's theme is You Make Us Fly, and we're celebrating everything, and everyone that lifts Savannah to new heights. Since last week, we have been shining a spotlight on the incredible people, the incredible neighborhoods, and the incredible partnerships that keep our city soaring. From civic pride to community power, this celebration is about how you, our residents, our businesses, our partners, our media, how we lift each other up, and how we help Savannah to thrive. So in alignment with our Savannah GPS strategic plan, 912 Week is a high-energy celebration of us. It's showing some self-love. It's Savannah giving itself a big hug. It is a celebration of community engagement, community connection, and equitable access to city programs and services. Each day is packed with exciting events highlighting health, culture, business, and community spirit. So tomorrow, I'll be joining our downtown business community for the Taste of 912 Luncheon, a delicious way to connect and celebrate the best food in the world. On Thursday, September 11th, we have a council meeting, but we're going to pause as a community to honor our military and our first responders and remember those who lost their lives on September 11th, 2001. On Friday, September the 12th, Savannah Day, we'll be gearing up with our friends at Amazon and getting together to have a block beautification project, transforming spaces, and bringing our neighborhoods together. On Saturday, September the 13th, we will have a family reunion style celebration at the Savannah State University, hosted by Cumulus Media. And so we're excited about that and what that means as well. This is going to be fun, fun, fun. They say Cupid is coming. So for those of y'all that know about the Cupid Shuffle, we're going to do the Cupid Shuffle. So we want you to bring your energy. More importantly, bring your family. And there's more. Visit Xfinity stores for special activations. And we want you to buy local this week. We have businesses locally that can get you anything you need. And so we want you to buy local. Shop Savannah's wonderful stores and join our Buy Locals Shop 912 campaign. We also have this huge scavenger hunt that's been going on, and people have been going crazy about it. Grab your 912 passport, follow along for giveaways and surprises. For all of this, you can go to savannahga.gov/SAV912 day, savannahgeorgia.gov/SAV912 day for the full schedule and details on where to grab your passport and how to join in with the fun. If you remember, I was proud to officially proclaim our first Savannah Day on September the 12th, 2021. And so now it's a thing. Every year we're going to get together, we're going to honor all of us. We're going to honor the best of us, and we're going to honor the 9-1 Deuce. We're going to celebrate the seaport. I like that. Celebrate the seaport. I like that. But we're going to do it. So we've reached our cruising altitude. We're in full flight. You may move around our city, take off your seatbelts, enjoy yourself, and enjoy the remainder of the flight. As a part of that, yesterday I was at Haven Elementary School in recognition of International Literacy Day. It's an annual event that celebrates the life-changing power of reading and writing. And so a huge thank you to the incredible Haven team, Principal Tahisha Oliver, Amazon, Leopold's Ice Cream, the Savannah Ghost Pirates, the Savannah Police and Fire Departments, E93 Radio, CJ by DJ. We just had a great day. Their support helped us make the day truly special for these students, and it was inspiring to see their excitement about literacy and learning. I read to a wonderful pre-K class, and I learned about the legacy and the history of rock, paper, scissors. I did not know how it came about. I now know. And so we had a great time to see how all of that worked out. But more importantly, this week reminded me of the strength, the generosity, and the heart that defines our community. Later this week, as a reminder, the City of Savannah will be hosting through our Municipal Archives team a community archiving event as a part of the Savannah Community Memory Project. And so we want you to join us at the Savannah Fire Department's Training Center, 280 Agonic Road, AGONIC, off of Eisenhower Drive, on Friday from 10 to 5, and on Saturday from 10 to 2. And so we're inviting current and former District 4 residents, business owners, employees, students, and community or faith leaders. We want you to share photographs, documents, and stories that reflect the history of your neighborhood. Our oral history interviews will also be available. All materials collected will become a part of our permanent municipal archives collection, and this will help us to preserve and share the full history of Savannah, particularly communities that have been overlooked. So for more information, you can visit savannahga.gov/municipal archives, municipal archives. Next Wednesday, I know I'm packing a lot, we're doing a lot, but on next Wednesday, September 17th, the Parking and Mobility Services Department will be hosting an open house at the Savannah Civic Center to share the findings of the 2025 Parking Matters study. Last year, if you remember, the City Council approved a contract to conduct a new parking study, that focused on the area between Liberty Street and Liberty Street to Victory Drive and MLK to East Broad Street. So we will be sharing the recommendations of that study next week. You'll have the opportunity to review the strategies that are proposed, provide feedback, and learn more about the parking management plan. This will be an open door drop-in format with opportunities to speak directly to city staff and our consultant team. And we've launched another survey because we want to understand your experience when parking in the study area. So the survey will be live through Friday, September the 26th. You can go to savannahga.gov/parking matters, savannahga.gov/parking matters. So we're looking forward to that as well. We did this in 2015, and we've adjusted the study area. So we invite residents and business owners and community stakeholders to join us on Wednesday, September the 17th at 5 p.m. in the Bryan Room at the Civic Center for this open house. As I mentioned before, we have our city council meeting, our first regular meeting of September. At noon, we start with a with a workshop. We will receive an update on the 100 Days of Summer initiative. We will also receive updates from the city manager. At 2 p.m., we have our regular meeting with an appearance of the amazing members of our 912 Day Steering Committee in honor of Savannah Day the following day. We'll also have an appearance by our Hispanic Outreach Leadership and Advocacy Task Force, or OLA, in honor of National Hispanic Heritage Month. In regular business, we have a petition under zoning hearings for 1800 East 63rd Street to amend the property for residential development. We have 7 items under purchasing, including new piping at 2 sewer lift stations, ready-mix concrete and asphalt for transportation services, 2 new sewer cleaner trucks, and a new contract for the dredging of alum at our industrial and domestic water plant. Under agreements, we have 2 new water and sewer agreements for townhomes off of Johnny Mercer Boulevard and retail space on Bull Street. We will also consider executing a lease that the city has to rent the landmark building on Abercorn Street. This building is currently occupied by Savannah Police Department personnel while our headquarters are being renovated. And so we'll vote on extending the lease for an additional year as well. So we're looking forward to all of that. Under miscellaneous items, we have approval of 3 subdivision parcels, and then we also have the consideration of an intergovernmental contract with Chatham County. To find the full agenda for Thursday's meeting, you can visit savannahga.gov/agenda, savannahga.gov/agenda. You can watch the meetings live on our Facebook and YouTube pages on our award-winning SGTV, or just come on down and join us in our council chambers. Wanted to make sure that we knew that it was announced this week that one of the 6 suspects involved in the shooting that occurred in the Oglethorpe Mall on July the 2nd is being tried federally. Adjuan Hyman, 20 years old, of Savannah, was indicted by a federal grand jury this week for illegal possession of a machine gun. The investigation revealed that Hyman was in possession of a firearm with an extended magazine and an affixed machine gun conversion device during the shooting. Officers were able to successfully recover the machine gun during the investigation. This case is being investigated by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, along with the Savannah Police Department. And this case is being prosecuted for the United States by our Special Assistant United States Attorney and Assistant Savannah Assistant Attorney, Makia Jonesy, and Deputy Criminal Chief Greg Gillilee. We're not playing. This is why we hired an attorney to work in the U.S. Attorney's Office. If you do crimes that reach the federal level, we're going to prosecute you federally. And you know, federal time is different than state time. You play dangerous games, you win dangerous prizes. And you play dangerous games with machine guns and conversion devices, then you're playing with a federal grand jury. We're serious about keeping our streets safe, and may this be a lesson to everyone. Finally, in September, um, we have a new top 10 most wanted list. It needs to be noted, and y'all have not reported this, but last week, Savannah Police Department took 5 of our top 10 into custody. Y'all didn't report that, and I was watching. 5 of the top 10 in 1 month, 50% cleared that list. Terrence Bryant, Trayvon Benford, Dominique Cutter, Hasheen Gibbs, and Nicola Ashley were all arrested in just the last 30 days. The lesson here, don't end up on our list. Because we're going to find you. Your community is going to give you up. Your family is going to give you up. So why don't you just go ahead, lawyer up, come see us. But more importantly, don't do things that will have you end up on our list. So we have a new top 10 list. Reginald Smalls, we're looking to talk to you. Corey Underwood, Patrick Brinson, Rictavius Gilliard. We've been looking for you for a while, Rictavius. We're going to find you now. Javante Pringles, Ellen Naxie Castillo. We've been looking for you for a long time. Tamarian Frazier, Timothy Patterson, Marquise Deal, and Malik Williams. Gentlemen, if you hear your voice, or if you are a family member or a loved one of a person whose name that I've called, I say that under the law, you are presumed innocent until proven guilty. I say you lawyer up, you take control of the situation, and you come see us. You cannot start your tomorrow until you deal with today. And I will tell you that there is redemption for everything, but you have to face what you're dealing with today. So if you're one of these individuals, or if you know or love one of these people, or if you just know where they are and you want to tell us, you can call Crime Stoppers. You can submit an anonymous tip. You can call 912-234-2020, or you can go to SPD's mobile app, or you can do like some folks do, just call my office. Call my office and let me know, because you know I will snitch. I sure will. So, let us know. All right, so that ends my prepared remarks. I know we had a lot to unpack, but a lot is happening in our city. If you're joining us from social media and you have questions, please add your question to the live stream on Facebook and Instagram. I will now take questions from our media partners. Yes, sir.
Savannah Morning News.
Yes, sir.
Wondering if you can.
Now the question, I guess, can they hear him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you share some of your takeaways from the Nashville trip and give some examples of the type of things y'all did?
Well, I think it was good. It was good that, we often look at the viability of a city based on just political leadership. And we know that it takes everybody. So in this case, we've had not only business leaders, educational leaders, the superintendent and the school board president was with us, representatives from the county, business leaders. I mean, it was time really away to be able to look at how other people do things. Obviously, with my national leadership opportunities, I'm in cities all of the time. And I always want to know, how do y'all do this? How do you address this? For me, I wanted to know how they were dealing with issues of housing. There was a lot of talk about that. Issues of childcare. I saw some really good models of childcare. That's an issue here, because you could have all of the economic and employment and housing and transportation opportunities in the world, but if you don't have somebody to take care of your kids, you can't take advantage of any of that stuff. And so we've been working here about working on how do we create quality, low-cost childcare opportunities here. So we saw some good things over there. Also, I was very interested in their downtown. As you know, Nashville is a pretty hitting town. There's a lot of cowboy boots around, um, and they have a good time. I'm interested about how they manage their nightlife, and we've talked about this, about having, um, you know, a a government for the nighttime. And so I really wanted to know more about that as well. As you know, Savannah is the #2 city in the nation for girl trips. Nashville is #1. Nashville is #1. And so I was interested about how do they deal with all of these females from all over the world coming, having the times of their lives as well. Again, I think it was just a good experience to be able to get together. Not only did Mayor Freddie O'Connell spend time with us, also we had two former mayors come. And so I was interested in the continuity of government. They have a pretty large city council. I think it's 45 or 50 individuals on their council. So I was interested how they move policy. So again, a lot of good takeaways for this. I'm really grateful to our Savannah Chamber, Burt Brantley is the chair, a president, and then Jennifer Davenport did a huge lift on the work with this. And we had a great time. We went, I think Wednesday, we started off in the home of the Tennessee Titans. And they're building a brand new, bigger stadium that's right next door to it. So, I mean, again, a lot of things happening in Nashville. We still like Savannah.
Hi, Mr. Mayor.
Hey,
Ms. Alba, Deputy ACL Page News.
hey, good morning.
Yesterday you spoke about the aftermath of the ICE raid, specifically stating that there were kids who got out of school the day of who didn't know where their parents were. Is the city currently providing any support or resources for the children and families affected by the raid?
Well, let me go back a little bit, okay? So, and as everybody knows, hundreds of federal agents um, and state law enforcement agencies descended on the Hyundai mega site on Friday. We were actually in Tennessee. We learned that 475 people were detained, 300 of whom have been identified to be South Korean nationals. Um, there were some reports that the city of Savannah's police department was involved. We were not involved at all. We had no prior notice. It appeared that most people did not. This was conducted outside of the city's legal jurisdiction. So therefore, the information we're receiving secondhand. But we were not aware of the raid. We were not aware of anything regarding the raid. They did not muster here. So I want to make sure we're very, very clear about that. Then there was talk that ICE were conducting raids here in Savannah. To our knowledge, that is not true, and it did not happen. The reality is this, and I'll answer your question first, is that when these raids happen, there are unintended consequences. So you imagine mommy or daddy or mommy and daddy going to work, and this happens, and children who are in public schools, I don't know how many, or I'm sure there was some from Chatham County, but you get out of school and you go home, and mommy and daddy are not there. You can't reach them. You don't know where they are. Imagine that. Imagine how your children would feel. And you're not calling 911. The teachers put the kids on school buses, or if the child is at school, mommy and daddy, nobody comes and picks them up. I mean, I think those are the types of human issues that we really have to be able to consider. Beyond the whole immigration thing, there are still little people who are now terrified. I know when I was growing up how terrified I was when I lost my mom in a supermarket for just a few minutes. So could you imagine you get home or you're at school and mommy and daddy doesn't show up? And so we talked a little bit with Dr. Watts about that. I don't know how we provide that support because we really don't know. We would have no way of knowing. And neither would they. And so obviously, we have to, as a community, figure out a way, especially when there's no advance warning that this is going on. We really have no way of really being of proactive support. So I got to figure that out. But But the reality is this, and I know before y'all even ask me, let's be clear. All employers must follow U.S. labor laws. There are laws, they're there for a reason. The Hyundai Motor Group has committed itself to following U.S. labor laws. They've also committed to ensuring that their subcontractors do that as well. Apparently, that did not occur or did not occur in the subcontractors category. As I understand it, that many came over and had, work visas that may have been expired, and whatever the case may be, that's paperwork that can be addressed. Obviously, we don't want to be thought of as the largest ICE raid in U.S. history. But again, we have to be able to follow the laws. I think it's important to note here, because I know the question will be asked about our hospitality industry. Well, we would expect that all of our employers, are using the federal systems, E-Verify, to make sure that people have the legal right to work here in the United States. But again, we have to be able to create a way of addressing the unconsidered impact of what these raids have. The feds come in, they do what they do, and they're gone. We're left to deal with the residual damage of what has occurred. And so we have to figure that out as a community. Hope I answered your question. I know I went all the way around, but I know some questions probably come up about holidays. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, sorry. I'm going to follow Chris with Savannah with WJCL.
Yes.
You visited Hyundai around the start of the year. Have you reached out to anybody at Hyundai, either locally or internationally? And if so, how have those conversations gone?
I have. As a matter of fact, on Friday, I spoke with some of the Hyundai corporate individuals between LA and South Korea. Obviously, they were very, very concerned about it. They didn't have as much information as we had locally on the ground because it was happening in real time. As you could see, the South Korean government got involved really, really quickly. Obviously, the United States and South Korea worked something out. And so, I'm glad that, diplomacy worked. But obviously, I'm sure, after all of the work that went into recruiting South Korean companies here and the huge impact that the Hyundai plant has for this region, I'm certain that, we don't want incidents like this to blow up out of proportion. So I'm glad that those that are entrusted in handling those issues handle them.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Anna Harris with WSAV.
Hey.
Will the new Daffin Park bathrooms be open 24/7? If so, will police be patrolling to make sure people aren't camping out in those facilities?
I think we have to use common sense. I think I would be concerned about them being open 24/7. I think there are open park hours, and so obviously we want them to be available when the park is open. I'm not so sure when the park is closed, but that's an operational decision, and we'll let our recreation team figure that out. But it would not make sense to me that the bathroom would be open when the park is closed.
More broadly, how does the city plan to work with SPD to patrol the park once the new signature playground is finished?
Well, we patrol the park now. As you know, it's a large park, our second largest park. Obviously it gets very dark at night. I don't know if you know, but there are police officers in it all the time. In the insides of the park, patrolling, they'll continue to. The benefit of the park is on the northwest corner, which is really abutting Waters Avenue. So it's actually more visible to the public than inside the park is. So I think the location will help that as well.
And now regarding the storage of firearms in parked vehicles, that ordinance, so far this year, police say 113 guns have been stolen from vehicles. 78 of those were stolen from unlocked vehicles. The city has written just over 40 citations since the ordinance began. Do you feel that's moving the needle the way you intended?
Absolutely. You count, 250 last year, 250 in 2023. 250 vehicles. I mean, I don't know the number, Josh. I don't know if you know offhand. It was 200 something vehicles that were stolen from unlocked cars. 200. We're almost in the fourth quarter. of 2025, and we're at 78. Absolutely, it's working. If it's working because maybe not as many people um, are leaving their cars unlocked, maybe they are securing their weapons. We know that's less guns that have been stolen from unlocked cars. We know that's less guns on the street. As you know, our crime continues to be down here in Savannah, particularly our violent crimes, and so hopefully that is a contributor to that. So although it was painful for people to think that we would have an ordinance to regulate a car, I will tell you that at the end of the day, we're getting the result we want. We want to drive that down to the day where we have 0 guns stolen from unlocked cars.
Will the city increase enforcement or penalties to get those numbers down even more?
We will leave that to the police. The ordinance is very, very clear in what it is, and so we will make sure, again, 40 for 78, again, I leave that to the officers to charge based on their discretion and analysis of the situation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi,
Hi.
Jasmine Butler with WTSC.
Hey, Jasmine.
3 questions. The first one, just clarification. So on Monday, September 15th, the fountain will come back here to Savannah, and it'll take 6 to 7 weeks to be completed with like the rest of the
Yes, right. It comes back kind of in pieces. It has to be restored and all of that stuff. Yes.
Got it. Second,
So I won't even let that count as a question because it was clarification. So.
yeah. The next 2 just from our team. I'm not sure if you saw the story or not, but our investigative reporter, Shay Schrader, found that SPD gets into crashes at over double the rate of Atlanta PD. Is that something city leadership needs to take a look at?
I charge the city manager, the police chief to deal with that. The numbers are what they are. And so we have to be able to address that. Every single time we're involved in a crash, that is a city asset being taken offline. I think the further analysis, and I hope Shrey did this analysis, is how many were considered at fault. Because if we're getting into more accidents that are not our fault, that's a whole different story than officers getting into crashes that are their fault. So do you know what her analysis was on that? I would like to know. So if you would, Josh, if y'all would, could go there, because I think that's the crux of it. Obviously, again, being a police officer, driving a police car, it's a lot. But we have to get down our officers' crashes as well. But the question is, are people running into police officers, or police officers running into people? If it is the latter, if it's our fault, then yeah, we would charge the city manager and police chief to be able to deal with that. We have to have officers that are able to drive safely. But again, that depends on the analysis of the data.
Gotcha. On that same note, the city has paid out almost $4 million to victims of crashes with SPD since the beginning of 2019. Does that number need to be reduced?
It always needs to be reduced. Obviously, if we're paying it out, then there is some settlement involved, and so we may not be accepting culpability, but obviously it was to the point where our attorney's office felt that we needed to be able to settle. Again, being a police officer is a very hard job, very difficult job, a lot to manage. So I'll leave it to the city manager and to the police chief. But we want that down to 0. We talk about Vision 0. We need to get to at-fault police crashes 0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else? We have anything? All right. Well, again, I know it was a lot to unpack today. We have a lot going on. Please, to our media partners, we need y'all's love, all right? So I want to see for all of y'all, on Friday, I need y'all to show some love to the Seaport. I want to see some love to the Seaport. So please tell your news. I want at the top of your broadcast all day long and in the paper, I want to see Happy Savannah Day, Happy 912 Day. Let's show some love. Let's show some graphics. Let's show some appreciation. Again, so many people come here from all around the world and they celebrate Savannah. It's time for us to celebrate ourselves. We are Georgia's first. We're the oldest. We're the boldest. We make it happen every day. We are Savannah Strong. Thank you all.